Hi, and welcome to the Knitting Game and Other Stuff. I'm your host, Leslie, and I don't know what episode this is, and I think today is October 20th, 2014. Don't forget the year. It's Monday, and I haven't recorded in a while, so you would think that there'd be a lot to show, but there's not. I wanted to say that I hope everybody had a good time at Rhinebeck, those of you that went. I enjoyed watching the pictures on Instagram this weekend and wished I was there, but then when I was all cozy at home yesterday when the cooler air came in, I thought, this is good. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. So this last weekend was the first time in a month and a half, I think, that I didn't have much to do or things out of town, out of the area to do. So it was nice being kind of centrally located at home. I got to see The Equalizer on Friday night, and I went to finally see Guardians of the Galaxy on Saturday. So a lot of movie watching at the theater this weekend, which was really good. So why don't we get into it? The last few weeks have kind of been a bit of reworking, and I'll show you what I mean here right now. So I'm sure a lot of folks have seen these socks before. It's the Patton's rag time or whatever it is. It's that kind of cute rainbowy striped on the bluish gray background. And I had finished these socks last week on the way home from Kentucky, and I actually wore them once. So this is the second sock that I did. I haven't quite woven in the ends yet, but so sock number 2, right? This is sock number 1. And you might ask, why is sock number 1 back on the needles if you've already worn them? Well, when I originally started sock number 1, I had thought I was going to do a lace pattern on the toe. And when I wore them at work the other day, I thought, when I originally knit them, I figured, well, nobody's going to see the toe because they're going to be in a shoe. It won't matter. Well, the shoes I had on at work that last week, you could see the lace part. So I decided I didn't like that. So I ripped out the toe. I just cut it off, and like an afterthought heel, I started again like yesterday, and I started in this orange part, so you can see that the orange band is a little bit larger, and you can see the indentation where I actually picked up, I think, the stitches. I can feel it. It's a little different right through there. So I've got the silver, yellow, silver, this light blue, a little bit of silver, and now I'm starting on the dark blue. So I have that to do. So when I finish these again, I'll have another finished object again, twice. So another rework that I'm working on is, this is my lollipop yarn, and I don't know if you can see the color there. It's not coming out very well today, but it's just blues and a little strip of black. Well, I had originally thought I wanted to put some sort of cabling detail, just something so I wasn't just doing stockinette and around the whole time. And I got all the way through the foot, the heel, turned the heel, and started working up the cuff, and I decided it was horrible. Didn't like it at all. So I ripped it out and I started all over again. So we are back to square one. So this is the lovely ball of lollipop yarn that's no longer in her lovely ball anymore. So, yep, started over with that. However, I do have an honest to goodness finished object, but it is not knitting or spinning. It's weaving. So my son has never asked me to knit him anything. He doesn't want socks. He didn't want a hat. He wants nothing. So I've never knit him anything. He's never wanted me to sew him anything. So he saw the towels that I wove for my niece, the turquoise green and purple and cream colored towels. And he immediately asked, "Mom, can you weave me some towels?" And I said, "Son, yes, I will weave you some towels." But of course, I am not going to weave him a towel because he wants to use it for his weightlifting class. I wasn't going to weave him a towel out of expensive cotton or, really expensive yarn. So what I ended up doing is I went to, not Michael's, AC Moore, and I picked up just the sugar. This is like sugar and cream, but it's not. It's a different brand, but it's the big worsted weight cotton. And I wove him some towels. So the warp is just white, and I did these 2 stripes over here of this red, white, and blue variegated. So these are the American towels. So I did a 3-yard warp. So I got 2 of these 28-inch, really nice sized towels that smell so good, but they're thick because it's that worsted weight cotton. I was using a 10 set, 10 ends per inch, and I could have gone down probably should have gone down to a 5 with this. So maybe the next time I do these kinds of towels, I will do it as a 5. But I thought up here at the top, here you can see it's the plain weave. And then I just did a 2-2 twill. And it's weird how the variegation, as you can see, it kind of goes like pointy things. Pointy things. So, and then the stripe doesn't really show up as well as I'd hoped. So what did I learn from this? That this yarn is very thick. It weaves up really fast. I did a towel in a day. Once I put my mind to it, got everything on there. Yeah, it took a day to weave the towel. When you wash them, they don't take in as much, I guess, as the other, like the cotton. So I have these ends that are sticking out that I'll have to trim more and more. Let's see, I'll have to trim them up. But they're uber soft. I mean, they feel really, really soft. Don't worry, he hasn't used it yet in weightlifting class. I left the fringe. Sorry, I had hair in my mouth. I left the fringe, and I know that's maybe a little girly, but I didn't think that it was worth my time and effort because these are towels for my son to, do a hem and roll it and, stitch it by hand. So I left the fringy, but I zigzagged right at the edge. I don't know if you can see that. So I zigzagged right at the edge to keep it from fraying out. But the fringy, the fringe here, it's nice and soft, but it creates a lot of dust. These are very dusty towels. When I already warped the loom and started weaving on my next project. When I took everything off and was like winding my warp on the other day, there was like these big dust bunny all over the parts of my loom. So I had to kind of dust and get that all, because I didn't want it on the new project, which, by the way, is coming along splendidly. I am so excited about how this is turning out. You just have no idea. So, other than that, that's all I've been working on. I have to get ready for the holiday season. And I have to say this year, because of time constraints, there will be a lot more woven items for everybody to enjoy. I am also thinking of maybe learning to crochet dishcloths or washcloths. We will see. So that's all I have for right now. I have tons of stuff that I need to add to my stash. I have tons of stuff that I've been working on with spinning. I didn't even think to bring it. I went to the Montpelier, Virginia Fall Fiber Festival the other week and demonstrated some art yarn techniques, one of which is core spinning, and I have this beautiful core spun yarn that I made from some of Hobbly Hoy's bats, and they are so pretty. That'll be turned into a scarf. I think I'm going to weave with it instead of knitting with it to see what happens. And then I'm spinning some bats that my husband bought for me a couple Christmases ago. So I figured I should use those. So I spun that at the festival, and I spun this art yarn. So I've been doing a little bit more spinning, which, by the way, if you know, I have 2 new puppies. Well, August, we got the puppy girls. And the other night was the first time I spun in front of the puppy girls. My puppy, Pearl, she did not know what to make of the wheel, and she thought that the fiber was doggy cotton candy because all she wanted to do was eat the sparkly things. So I had to kind of pop her on the nose a few times because she kept trying to eat my wool, and that is not good. Because I want to spin it, and I don't want her to eat it. So, yeah, she's got to, the puppy girls have to get used to the wheel being in the house and everything. So that's going to be an adventure, but I've been spinning a little bit more in the last few weeks. So now that I'm home for now, I don't think I have another anything trip type thing planned until maybe December. So hopefully, I get more stuff done here in the next few weeks. So until then, I hope you guys enjoy, and I will talk to you later. Bye.